Welcome back, everyone, to another extraordinary journey into the hidden world of gemstones, where medicine, mystery, and legend collide in ways you've never been told before. Today, we are uncovering 10 remarkable gems once believed to have the power to heal, protect, or even curse those who wore them. From fiery rubies carried into battle to opals said to hold the power of every other stone, each chapter of this countdown reveals how humanity has blurred the line between science and superstition. But here's the part you cannot miss. The gemstone ranked number one is not only steeped in ancient myth, it's still shaping fortunes today. Ignore it, and you might be making a mistake that could cost you more than just money. If you've ever thought about investing in gems or want to understand why specific stones became symbols of power, don't skip a second of this video. And if this is your first time here at World of Gem, welcome to the community. Hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss the hidden stories behind the world's most fascinating stones. Because trust me, you'll want to stay until the end. The final gemstone may change the way you think about value forever. Opal, the gemstone of shifting curses, and hidden wealth. Picture yourself standing in the middle of Australia's scorched desert, the ground cracked under a burning sun. Suddenly, from deep within the sandstone, a flash of color bursts forth, as if a fragment of the rainbow had been trapped underground for millions of years. This is opal, a gemstone once hailed as medicine, feared as a curse, and worshipped as nature's living painting. The Romans believed it held the power of every other gem, while in medieval Europe, it was condemned as a stone of misfortune. Such contradictions alone make opal one of the most mysterious treasures ever discovered. And if this story has already surprised you in these opening moments, leave a comment and share your thoughts, because this stone has many more secrets to reveal. When it comes to geography, Australia dominates the opal world, producing over 90% of the global supply. Towns like Coober Pedy, Lightning Ridge, and Andamuka have become legends, where locals live in underground houses to escape the blistering heat and spend their lives digging through layers of sandstone in search of these elusive flashes of color. Beyond Australia, Ethiopia offers volcanic opals rich in water, Mexico glows with fiery orange-red opals, and Brazil is home to crystal-clear varieties. Mining opal is no easy feat. Each strike of the pickaxe is a gamble, and one wrong move could shatter a priceless gem hidden in the rock. What makes opal truly unique is its phenomenon of play of color, a shifting kaleidoscope created by microscopic silica spheres within the stone. Tilt it slightly in the light, and you'll see blazing reds like burning embers, deep ocean blues, or the violet glow of twilight skies. No two opals are ever the same, a uniqueness that has captivated collectors for centuries. Yet in the darker chapters of European history, these very shifting colors inspired fear, with people believing the stone brought disaster. On today's market, opal's value swings wildly. A small white opal may cost just a few dollars, but a rare black opal from Lightning Ridge with intense, fiery color can fetch $50,000 to $100,000 USD, sometimes even more at international auctions. A Mexican fire opal, glowing like molten lava, might be set in a pendant worth thousands of dollars. Opal can be both a humble token of beauty and a treasure that rivals diamonds, depending entirely on the brilliance locked inside each stone. The real power of opal does not lie in its supposed ability to cure disease, but in the hope, emotion, and imagination it has sparked across human history. If you have ever heard or experienced a mysterious story involving opal, share it in the comments, because each personal story adds a new layer to our understanding of this gem. And before we close, I'll leave you with a question to ponder. Which gemstone do you think, by the year 2026, could surpass even diamond as the ultimate symbol of value and power? Join the discussion not only here, but also in gemstone communities on Facebook and Reddit, where debates about the gem of the future are just beginning. Bloodstone, the medieval gem that stopped wounds and stirred legends. Imagine holding in your hand a deep green stone, its surface marked with tiny red specks, as if drops of ancient blood had been frozen in time. The Greeks called it heliotrope, meaning sun turner, while in medieval Europe it was believed to stop bleeding and protect warriors on the battlefield. This is Bloodstone, the ninth gem in our journey, a stone balanced between traditional medicine, religious symbolism, and enduring legend. And if you too find this gem surprising from the very first moments, leave a comment because your curiosity will help expand the story. Geographically, Bloodstone is most abundantly found in India, particularly in the state of Karnataka, where active mines are still operational today. It is also discovered in Brazil, Australia, China, Madagascar, and even the United States. Bloodstone forms as a variety of green chalcedony, marked by inclusions of red hematite that create its iconic blood-like patterns. Unlike diamonds or emeralds, its mining is not dominated by massive industrial operations, but often by smaller-scale methods in chalcedony-rich deposits, relying on the craftsmanship of local miners. What makes Bloodstone striking is its unique palette, a dark, soothing green background scattered with vivid red spots or streaks, evoking the image of blood drops on silk. This sharp contrast has made it both a symbol of strength and an object of spiritual reverence. In terms of form, Bloodstone is most often cut into smooth oval cabochons or polished beads, since these shapes best highlight its distinctive red markings. Throughout the Middle Ages, larger pieces were also carved into seals, amulets, and religious talismans. In today's jewelry market, Bloodstone does not command the astronomical prices of diamonds or rubies, yet it holds a unique position thanks to its history and symbolic weight. A small stone suitable for a ring may cost between $50 and $200, while larger cabochons with rich green color and sharply defined red inclusions can fetch several $1,000s. Antique carvings and amulets from Europe, infused with centuries of history, often achieve even higher prices at auction, not only for the material itself but for the stories they carry. The most significant value of Bloodstone lies not in its price tag, but in the human beliefs it has embodied through the centuries. From a warrior's protective charm, to a sacred emblem in medieval churches, to a fashionable gemstone today, it has always commanded a presence far beyond its size. If you have ever encountered or heard stories of Bloodstone, whether as a healer of wounds or a symbol of spiritual power, share your thoughts in the comments because your experiences add new depth to this gem's legacy. And before we close, let me leave you with one final question. By the year 2026, do you think another gemstone could rise to surpass even the diamond as the ultimate symbol of value and power? Join the conversation not only here on YouTube, but also in gemstone communities on Facebook and Reddit, where debates about the gemstone of the future are sparking fascinating discussions. Amethyst, the sobriety stone once believed to defy drunkenness. Imagine stepping into an ancient Greek wine cellar where goblets carved from glowing purple crystals shimmer in the torchlight. It was once believed that drinking wine from a cup set with amethyst would keep you from ever becoming drunk. This is the eighth gem in our journey. Amethyst, a stone of regal beauty, entwined with strange beliefs and legends that stretch across thousands of years. And if this beginning has already caught you by surprise, leave a comment because your curiosity adds life to the story we're about to unfold. Amethyst can be found worldwide, with the most celebrated sources located in Brazil, Uruguay, Zambia, and Russia. In Brazil, miners uncover massive caves filled with amethyst crystals sparkling like a galaxy locked beneath the earth. In Russia's Ural Mountains, legendary specimens once adorned the jewelry of royalty. Amethyst is usually extracted from quartz-rich geodes, hollow rock formations that, when split open, reveal thousands of sharp, violet crystals, glittering like nature's hidden cathedrals. What makes amethyst remarkable is its spectrum of purple shades. From gentle lilac to deep, velvety violet, sometimes tinged with flashes of red or blue, no two stones are quite the same. Jewelers often cut it into faceted gems for rings, necklaces, or earrings, while larger, polished cabochons highlight its clarity and luster. Massive specimens are usually left intact, becoming museum pieces or statement sculptures, admired as natural works of art. Throughout history, amethyst has been as much medicine as ornament. To the Greeks and Romans, it was the stone of sobriety, believed to keep the mind clear even while drinking. In medieval Europe, it was set into amulets to ward off witchcraft and evil thoughts. In Christian tradition, bishops wore amethyst rings as symbols of purity, humility, and spiritual wisdom. Few stones carry such a rich blend of cultural and religious weight. In today's jewelry market, amethyst remains one of the most accessible gemstones. Smaller pieces can cost as little as 20 to 100 US dollars, making it a favorite for casual wear. But top-quality amethyst, deeply saturated eye-clean stones from Uruguay or Siberia, can command several $1,000s when cut to perfection. Giant geodes weighing hundreds of kilograms have been sold to collectors and museums for tens of thousands of dollars, prized as much for their geological wonders as for their luxury decor. The real value of amethyst lies not in its price, but in the centuries of meaning humans have given it. From Greek drinking cups to the rings of bishops, from medieval talismans to modern fine jewelry, amethyst has always been more than just quartz. It has been a vessel of imagination, belief, and beauty. If you have ever owned an amethyst or heard a curious story about one, share it in the comments because your experiences add new layers to this stone's legacy. And before we close, let me leave you with one question. By 2026, do you believe another gemstone could rise to surpass even the diamond as the ultimate symbol of value and power? Join the debate not only here on YouTube, but also in gemstone communities on Facebook and Reddit, where discussions about the gemstone of the future are just beginning. Malachite, the poison-absorbing gemstone of pharaohs and palaces. Imagine opening a treasure chest from ancient Egypt and finding inside a deep green stone, its swirling patterns rippling like endless waves. It is not emerald nor jade, but malachite, a gem once believed to be the absorber of poison, capable of protecting its wearer from toxins and even dark magic. The Egyptians ground it into powder for eye makeup, believing it could guard against disease, while in medieval Europe, it was carried as a talisman of protection. And if this beginning has already surprised you, leave a comment, because your thoughts add new depth to the story of this mysterious stone. Geographically, malachite is found worldwide, with the Democratic Republic of the Congo being its most significant source of supply. Vast copper mines there also yield some of the world's most beautiful malachite specimens. The Ural Mountains of Russia, as well as Namibia, Zambia, and Australia, have also produced significant deposits. In the 18th and 19th centuries, Russia used malachite to adorn palaces and churches, where massive slabs with their hypnotic green bands created interiors that looked almost otherworldly. Malachite forms as a secondary mineral in copper deposits, and extracting it requires care. Its swirling veins and delicate bands can fracture easily if handled without precision. What makes malachite extraordinary is its unique patterns. Concentric rings, flowing curves, and banded waves dance across its surface in shades ranging from bright spring green to dark, velvety forest tones, sometimes streaked with black. Each piece is unique, like a natural painting. Jewelers often cut malachite into smooth cabochons or polish flat surfaces to highlight these mesmerizing designs. Larger blocks have been carved into vases, boxes, and even grand furniture for royalty. In terms of market value, malachite does not reach the dizzying heights of diamonds or rubies, yet it commands attention as a decorative and symbolic stone. A pendant or ring set featuring fine malachite may cost between $50 and $500 USD, depending on its pattern and quality. Large raw specimens weighing tens of kilograms, especially those from the Congo or Russia's Urals, can fetch thousands to tens of thousands of dollars, prized by collectors and displayed in museums. Malachite may not be a precious gem in the strictest sense, but it holds a prestige of its own, thanks to its history, artistry, and distinctive beauty. Perhaps the greatest fascination of malachite is not only its look, but the ancient belief that it could absorb poison, shielding its wearer from both physical toxins and unseen dangers. If you have ever owned, seen, or even heard of a striking malachite jewel or artifact, share your story in the comments, because personal experiences bring this stone's symbolic power to life. And before we close, let me leave you with one question. By the year 2026, do you believe another gemstone could surpass even the diamond as the ultimate symbol of value and power? Join the discussion not only here on YouTube, but also in gemstone communities on Facebook and Reddit, where debates about the gemstone of the future are sparking lively conversations. Emerald, the green fire that shaped empires and still rivals diamonds. Imagine standing deep in the mountains of Colombia, where shafts of sunlight cut through dense jungle and strike veins of glittering green hidden within the rock. From the heart of this land comes emerald, a gemstone so radiant it was once called the green fire of the earth. Conquistadors carried it back to Europe in the 16th century. Mughal emperors had it carved into talismans of power. And even today it continues to rival diamonds as one of the world's most coveted treasures. If this opening has already surprised you, leave a comment, because your perspective adds to the living story of this extraordinary gem. Geographically, emerald is found in only a handful of places worldwide, but none are more famous than the Colombian mines of Muzo, Coscuez, and Chivor. These mines, which have been operating for centuries, are legendary for producing emeralds with unmatched clarity and color. Other sources include Zambia, Brazil, Afghanistan, and Zimbabwe. But it is the Colombian stones, with their lush green glow, that remain the global standard of quality. Mining emerald is notoriously difficult. Veins are narrow, the host rock brittle, and extracting intact crystals requires a combination of patience and precision. What makes emerald so captivating is its color. True emerald green is neither too dark nor too pale, but a vivid glowing tone that seems almost to emit its own light. Many stones display natural inclusions known as jardin, French for garden, delicate internal patterns that are considered part of the gem's character rather than flaws. Emeralds are most often cut into rectangular emerald cuts to protect their fragile edges, but cabochons and freeform carvings have also been treasured throughout history, especially in Mughal India. In terms of value, emerald has consistently been one of the world's most expensive colored gemstones. A small but fine quality emerald can cost thousands of dollars per carat. In contrast, the very best stones, Colombian emeralds of intense color and exceptional clarity, have sold at auction for hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. Even commercial-grade stones remain highly desirable for jewelry, from delicate rings and pendants to grand necklaces fit for royalty. Unlike mass-market quartz or amethyst, emerald is firmly positioned as a symbol of wealth and prestige. But the true allure of emerald lies not only in its brilliance, but in its role as a cultural symbol. To the Inca and Muisca peoples, emerald was sacred, representing fertility and eternal spring. To European courts, it became a badge of empire and wealth. And to modern collectors, it remains an eternal rival to diamond, not just in price, but in legend. If you have ever seen or owned emerald jewelry or heard stories of its history, share them in the comments, because your stories help keep the fire of emerald alive. And before we close, let me ask you this. By the year 2026, do you believe another gemstone could rise to surpass even the diamond as the ultimate symbol of value and power? Join the discussion here, but also in gemstone communities on Facebook and Reddit, where debates about the gemstone of the future continue to spark passion and imagination. Sapphire, the blue legends that crown kings and still captivate the world. Picture the moment when light catches a deep blue stone, glowing with the same intensity as the midnight sky. This is sapphire, a gemstone that has adorned the crowns of kings, symbolized divine wisdom, and inspired legends for over 2,000 years. From the royal sapphires of ancient Persia to the iconic engagement ring of Princess Diana, sapphire has always carried an aura of majesty. And if this opening has already surprised you, leave a comment, because your thoughts will help uncover the many faces of this legendary stone. Sapphire is mined worldwide, but some sources are particularly renowned. Sri Lanka, known for its Ceylon sapphires, has supplied the world for over 2 millennia, offering stones of pure sky blue brilliance. Kashmir, though nearly depleted, produced sapphires so velvety blue in the 19th century that they remain benchmarks of perfection. Today, significant deposits also come from Myanmar, Madagascar, Thailand, and Australia, each producing sapphires of distinct hue and character. Mining sapphires often involves riverbed gravel or alluvial deposits, where stones are separated from sediments by hand. This process links modern miners directly to the traditions of ancient gem seekers. What defines sapphire is its astonishing range of color. While the most prized stones are deep royal blue, sapphires also come in a range of colors, including pink, yellow, green, and even colorless forms. Among the rarest is the Pad Parad Shah sapphire, a delicate blend of pink and orange, named after the lotus blossom of Sri Lanka. Many sapphires exhibit a phenomenon called asterism, where a star-like pattern appears under light, giving us the fabled star sapphire. Whether transparent and fiery or softly glowing, each stone captures a piece of the heavens. When it comes to value, sapphires can rival and even surpass diamonds. A modest commercial sapphire may cost only a few $100s, but fine quality stones can reach 5,000 to 20,000 US dollars per carat. Exceptional specimens, especially Kashmir sapphires or rare Pad Parashas, have fetched over $1 million per carat at international auctions. From engagement rings to royal regalia, sapphires embody both romance and prestige, with prices that reflect their enduring allure. Beyond their brilliance, sapphires have long been associated with cultural symbolism. Ancient Persians believed the earth itself rested upon a giant sapphire, and its reflection gave the sky its color. In medieval Europe, sapphires were worn by the clergy as symbols of heaven and purity. In modern times, they carry associations of loyalty, truth, and wisdom, making them stones of both history and emotion. If you have ever seen or owned sapphire jewelry, whether a humble birthstone ring or a family heirloom, share your experience in the comments because personal stories bring this gem's legend into the present. And before we end, let me ask you, by the year 2026, could another gemstone surpass even the diamond as the ultimate symbol of value and power? Join the conversation here and extend it to gemstone communities on Facebook and Reddit, where debates about the gemstone of the future are only just beginning. Ruby, the red flame that outshines gold and ignited legends. Imagine a stone burning with the intensity of a living flame, a fiery red that seems to pulse with life itself. This is ruby, the gemstone of passion, power, and protection. Ancient kings believed it could grant invincibility, while warriors carried it into battle as a shield against harm. From the temples of Burma to the crowns of Europe, ruby has always been more than a gem. It is a symbol of life's very fire. And if this opening has already caught you off guard, leave a comment because your thoughts keep the story of this blazing stone alive. Geographically, rubies are most famously found in Myanmar, Burma, particularly in the Mogok Valley, whose pigeon blood rubies are considered the finest in the world. These stones, with their vivid, slightly bluish-red color, glow as if lit from within. Other significant sources include Thailand, Mozambique, Sri Lanka, and Afghanistan. Mining ruby is a labor-intensive process, often involving gravel beds, river sediments, or marble deposits, where each small crystal represents years of patient searching. The Mogok mines, in particular, have supplied rubies for centuries, fueling both trade and legend. What sets ruby apart is its color, that unmistakable fiery red caused by traces of chromium within the mineral corundum. The finest rubies exhibit an intense hue with strong fluorescence, appearing to glow even in dim light. Some rubies reveal asterism, forming the fabled star ruby under a single light source. Most are cut into faceted gems to unleash their brilliance, though cabochons are often chosen for stones with strong stars or inclusions that enhance their mystical allure. In terms of value, ruby is among the world's most expensive gemstones. Fine quality rubies over 1 carat can command prices of 10,000 to 50,000 US dollars per carat, with the rarest pigeon bloodstones reaching over 1 million US dollars per carat at auction. In 2015, the Sunrise Ruby, a 25-carat Burmese stone, sold for $30 million, setting a world record. Even modest commercial rubies remain highly prized, but at the very top end, ruby truly rivals and sometimes surpasses diamonds in value. Culturally, ruby has always been a stone of extremes. In India, it was called Ratnaraj, the king of gems. In medieval Europe, it symbolized divine love and eternal flame. In Burmese tradition, warriors even inserted rubies into their flesh, believing it made them invulnerable in battle. Across cultures, ruby was never just decoration, it was a stone of blood, fire, and destiny. Perhaps that is ruby's most significant power, its ability to embody both danger and desire. If you have ever seen or owned ruby jewelry, whether a simple ring or a treasured heirloom, share your story in the comments, because each personal tale adds to the legend of this fiery stone. And before we close, consider this. By the year 2026, do you believe another gemstone could surpass even the diamond as the ultimate symbol of value and power? Let's carry this discussion beyond YouTube into gemstone communities on Facebook and Reddit, where debates about the gem of the future continue to ignite passion. Alexandrite, the gemstone that changes color and changes everything. Imagine holding a gemstone that seems to defy nature itself, glowing green in the daylight, yet transforming into a deep crimson red under lamplight. This is Alexandrite, often called the stone that changes everything. Its dramatic color shift has made it one of the rarest and most mysterious gems ever discovered. First found in Russia's Ural Mountains and named after Tsar Alexander II, Alexandrite quickly became a symbol of imperial power and wealth. And if the thought of a gem that changes its identity before your eyes surprises you, leave a comment, because your reaction keeps this extraordinary story alive. Geographically, Alexandrite was first discovered in the Ural Mountains of Russia in the early 19th century, and those original stones remain legendary for their vivid, dramatic color change. Today, deposits are also found in Sri Lanka, Brazil, East Africa, and India, but Russian Alexandrites still set the highest standard. Mining is a challenge. Alexandrite forms only under infrequent geological conditions, where beryllium, chromium, and aluminum combine in a specific environment. That rarity alone explains why fine stones are so seldom seen. The defining feature of Alexandrite is its chameleon-like quality. By day, it shines a brilliant bluish green, reminiscent of emerald. By night, under incandescent light, it shifts to a striking purplish red, echoing the color of ruby. Jewelers often describe it as emerald by day, ruby by night. This color shift is caused by the unique way chromium absorbs light within the crystal structure. Most stones are cut into faceted shapes to highlight both hues. However, cabochons are sometimes chosen for specimens that exhibit strong internal silk or star effects. When it comes to value, Alexandrite is among the most expensive gemstones in the world. Fine quality stones exhibiting a sharp and complete color change can fetch 50,000 to 100,000 US dollars per carat, and scarce specimens have sold for prices far higher at auction. Even smaller, modest quality stones are highly prized, with jewelry pieces often selling for thousands of dollars. In the world of collectors, a natural Alexandrite with a dramatic color change is considered an actual prize, rarer than diamonds and often more captivating. Beyond its rarity, Alexandrite carries layers of symbolism. In Russia, it became a national stone, representing both wealth and destiny. Across the world, it has been linked with balance, transformation, and adaptability, a gem that embodies change itself. Some even believe it can sharpen intuition and inspire creativity, making it more than just a jewel, but a talisman of possibility. Perhaps that is the real magic of Alexandrite. It reminds us that beauty can change with perspective, and that transformation is itself a form of power. If you've ever seen or worn Alexandrite jewelry, or been amazed by its color shift, share your story in the comments, because every encounter with this gem is unforgettable. And before we close, let me leave you with one final thought. By the year 2026, do you believe another gemstone could rise to surpass even the diamond as the ultimate symbol of value and power? Carry this discussion beyond YouTube, into gemstone communities on Facebook and Reddit, where debates about the gemstone of the future continue to unfold. Diamond, the colored flames that surpass gold in value and power. Imagine a stone so brilliant that kings, conquerors and collectors have fought to possess it for centuries. Yet not all diamonds are the colorless crystals most people imagine. Some blaze in hues so rare, vivid pink, deep blue, fiery yellow, that they have surpassed gold and even ordinary diamonds to become the most expensive treasures ever sold. This is the story of colored diamonds, gems that redefine the value of everything. And if this opening already challenges what you thought you knew about diamonds, leave a comment, because your perspective adds to the living history of these extraordinary stones. Geographically, diamonds are mined across the world. South Africa remains one of the most famous sources, home to the legendary Cullinan mine. India's Golconda region supplied the earliest treasures, including the Koh-i-Noor and Hope Diamond, while modern deposits in Botswana, Russia, Canada, and Australia continue to shape the trade. Colored diamonds, however, often come from specific, almost mythical places. The Argyle mine in Australia, for instance, was the world's primary source of pink diamonds until it closed in 2020, making those stones even rarer today. The magic of colored diamonds lies in their hues. While pure diamonds are prized for their clarity, colored diamonds gain their value from atomic imperfections. Boron creates deep blues, nitrogen yields vivid yellows, and intense geological pressure gives birth to rare pinks and reds. Among the rarest are green and purple diamonds, each one a geological accident millions of years in the making. Jewelers cut these stones with the utmost care, not only to maximize brilliance, but to amplify their extraordinary color, the very feature that sets them apart from all others. In terms of value, colored diamonds have shattered records. The Pink Star Diamond, a 59.6-carat vivid pink, sold for $71 million US, making it the most expensive gemstone ever auctioned. The Oppenheimer Blue, a 14.6-carat vivid blue diamond, achieved over $57 million US. Even smaller stones, a single-carat vivid pink or blue, can command prices of $1 million per carat or more, placing them beyond reach for all but the wealthiest collectors. Compared to gold, which trades by the ounce, these diamonds are worth thousands of times more by weight. But perhaps the most incredible allure of colored diamonds lies in their symbolism. In every age, they have stood for rarity, power, and permanence. Where emerald represented spring and ruby embodied fire, diamonds, especially those in rare hues, came to symbolize eternity itself. From royal crowns to Hollywood engagement rings, they continue to carry a prestige unmatched in human history. If you have ever seen or even dreamed of a colored diamond, whether in a museum, on a screen, or in a jewelry store, share your impressions in the comments, because even glimpsing these stones is an experience worth remembering. And before we close, let me leave you with this. By the year 2026, do you believe another gemstone could surpass even diamonds? Not just in price, but in cultural power? Let's continue this debate not only here on YouTube, but in gemstone communities on Facebook and Reddit, where discussions about the gemstone of the future are sparking global fascination. Pearl, the moon's gift that crowned queens and inspired legends. Imagine a gem unlike any other, not born in the depths of the earth, but created in the heart of a living creature, glowing softly like frozen moonlight. This is the pearl, the only gem produced by life itself. For centuries it has been called the moon's gift to humanity, treasured by queens, empires, and mystics alike. And if this opening already challenges what you thought you knew about gemstones, leave a comment, because your voice adds to the living legacy of this extraordinary jewel. Unlike most gems, pearls are not mined from rocks, but harvested from the sea. They form inside oysters and mollusks when a grain of sand or irritant triggers layers of nacre, mother of pearl, to build up over time. Natural pearls were once gathered by divers in the Persian Gulf, the coasts of India and Sri Lanka, and the waters of the South Pacific. Today, most pearls are cultured in places like Japan, China, and Tahiti, where farmers carefully nurture oysters to produce pearls of stunning beauty. But authentic, natural pearls, untouched by human hands, remain among the rarest treasures on Earth. Pearls come in a spectrum of colors and forms. The classic white pearl carries an ethereal glow, while golden South Sea pearls shimmer with warm radiance. Black Tahitian pearls reveal shades of green, blue, and violet, like fragments of an ocean sunset. Perfectly round pearls are most coveted, but Baroque pearls, irregular and abstract in shape, are cherished as unique works of natural art. Unlike faceted stones, pearls are prized for their surface luster, a mirror-like sheen that reflects light with unmatched softness. In terms of value, pearls can range from accessible to astronomical. A simple freshwater strand may cost only a few $100s, while a matched necklace of natural saltwater pearls can reach hundreds of thousands. At auctions, historic pearls once owned by royalty have sold for millions of dollars. One of the most famous, La Peregrina, a pear-shaped pearl worn by queens of Spain and later Elizabeth Taylor, fetched nearly 12 million US dollars. Cultured pearls remain popular and attainable, but natural pearls, rare, luminous, and steeped in history, stand alongside diamonds and emeralds as emblems of wealth and power. But beyond their market price, pearls have always carried symbolism. In ancient China, they were believed to protect against fire. In India, they symbolized purity and love. In the West, they became associated with wisdom and divine grace, often worn by queens and brides as symbols of both power and virtue. No other gem has bridged the worlds of nature, culture, and spirit quite like the pearl. Perhaps that is the pearl's greatest gift, not its rarity alone, but the sense of wonder it inspires. If you've ever worn a pearl or seen its glow in person, share your story in the comments, because every pearl carries both personal and universal meaning. And before we end this journey, let me leave you with one question. By the year 2026, do you believe another gemstone could surpass even the diamond and pearl as the ultimate symbols of value and power? Continue the debate here and carry it into gemstone communities on Facebook and Reddit, where the conversation about the gemstone of the future is only just beginning. And that brings our journey through the 10 gemstones that blurred the line between medicine and mystery to a close. From talismans of protection to stones once believed to cure disease, these gems remind us how humanity has always looked to the earth for both healing and wonder. If you enjoyed this exploration, please like the video and subscribe to World of Gem. Your support gives us the motivation to keep uncovering the hidden stories of gemstones and bringing them to you in every episode. Thank you for watching and for being part of this community. In our next episode, we'll step into another mysterious chapter of gem history, uncovering the forgotten stones once used as ancient currency, long before coins or gold ever existed. Until then, stay curious, share your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you again on the next adventure into the world of gem.